Hey guys, welcome to the first tutorial of my channel. In this tutorial, I'll be using React.js as a front end with Laravel 7 as a backend framework for my development. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So first we will try to create a new Laravel project. For that, we need Composer installed. I'm using Mac OS X. So I've already got it in my machine. This is the link I've added. You can go to the link and follow step-by-step procedure based on your operating system to get it installed. It's pretty straightforward. So now after getting Composer, you will need Laravel installer to create new Laravel projects from command line. I like to have Laravel installer installed for that. Well, but it's up to you. You can skip this process and create new Laravel projects using Composer create project command. So I have this installed already by running this command in my terminal. So I will just use this command to create a new Laravel project. So let's get started. So Laravel new, I'll name it as React with Laravel. So it's building the application, getting all the dependencies, doing pretty much everything for you. You just sit and relax while it's getting everything sorted for you. There you go. Your project is ready. So I'm using PHP Storm for this tutorial. You can use Visual Code, Sublime, whatever you prefer. So as you can see, React with Laravel is all sorted. It's created. It has created environment with file for me as well. So yeah, looking pretty good. Next thing I would need to get this project up is obviously a web server to host this. And if we are using database, then obviously we need some database server as well. So why not use a Docker environment where it does everything for us and we don't have to install everything, you know, from the third party and get the setup. So Docker does this thing for us. So there's a pretty popular um, repository hosted on GitHub as named as Laradock, which you can get inside your Laravel project, which pretty much sets up the whole environment for you. So I've included, so you can also go to Laradock's website to see how you can set this up. Laradock, this is the first link. This is pretty much what I'll be doing with you. So let's set up Laradock for our local environment. So first we will clone the repo. Make sure you are cloning this repo inside your project. So this project which is created, Laravel, React with Laravel. So we are in the project now. Let's confirm. Yeah. Now we'll clone this repo inside this project. So it will be cloned into Laradock folder. So we should be able to see Laradock folder here. There you go. So it contains all the Docker configuration and Docker files that's needed. It has, heaps of configurations for like multiple containers you won't even need. So you would probably just need nginx to host the website and mysql servers container to do the stuff with your database. That's it. So that's done. These are the contents of Laradock. So first you need to actually copy the environment variable file in Laradock. So this is Laradock's folder, and as you can see, there is a environment variable example file. You need to create a .env file for this. So for that, you just go to terminal, or you can even do it from PHP Storm. Oh, you need to go in Laradock and env-example as .env. So the complete file is cloned as .env. So this is the env which Docker compose file will be using inside Laradock to get all the variables names from. So that's it. Now we would simply run the containers nginx and mysql again inside Laradock because docker.compose file lives inside here. So we'll say docker compose up nginx and mysql. We need these two containers. So this will be hosting our website and this will be hosting our database server. Make sure you have got Docker for Mac running here because obviously docker.compose works through Docker on your machine. So let's see what it does. So it's doing everything for us. It's actually spinning up the containers that we would need, initializing the database, nginx, config as well. So looks like everything is going smooth. So I ran this multiple times in my machine. That's why it's pretty quick. But if you do it for the first time, if you run Docker Compose for the first time in your machine, it would take a while because it needs to build the both images for you. So just sit back and relax for a bit of time, and yeah, it will get everything sorted for you. So now, as you can see, everything is up. So now we should be able to see our website on localhost. There you go. Beautiful. We didn't need to do anything. We didn't need to get any other software. Apache, XAMPP, you know, Nginx pretty much does what we need. So that's why Docker is so powerful, that it just has containers, and that's the beauty of working with, Dockerized setup. And similarly, I would also want to see if my SQL is running. How can I see that? Um, so if you look into there will be two .envs in your project now. One will be for your own project, one will be for your Laradocks. So in your Laradock, you will just search for MySQL to see the username and password for your default, database. So currently my user is defaults, password is secret, port is obviously 3306. It's using the latest version as well of MySQL. Let's go and check if we are able to connect to the database. So localhost, you can't type localhost in there. I'm using SQL Pro. You can use whatever you want. You can use, there's one more, I think table plus or something like that, that you can use as well. I like SQL Pro. So you will put on your own IP. So that's 127.0.0.1. Username is default, as in the .env file, and password is secret. Let's connect. There you go. So that means MySQL is up and running. So I'm just showing you, just add an example table. There you go, this is your table. So your MySQL and Nginx is up and running now. So your Laravel is all good to go. Setup is done. Now what we need to do, we need to add React, because right now it's obviously showing you the default scaffolding that comes up with in Vue.js. So right now you're seeing this page. There is no React inside it. How can we do that? It's pretty simple, straightforward. So with Laravel 7, oh, by the way, for using MySQL, you need to change this variable to MySQL in your project's .env file. So if you want to use MySQL, you need to change this to MySQL. So that's the container's name that's running. So now you should be able to use MySQL in your project. Moving on to React. So you will have to change the default Vue.js scaffolding to React. For that, we need to run these two commands. So with Laravel 7, They've introduced this Laravel /UI package that you need for your project. Let's quickly go and add it. So this is Docker running. I'll keep it running in separate container. Um, I'll go back because right now I'm in Laradock. I'll go to my projects folder and then I'll do composer required Laravel UI. Yep, so this package is now in there, so you should be able to see it in the composer.json. This Laravel UI, it's just installed, and now you should be able to do PHP artisan UI React, which should change the scaffolding to React. PHP artisan UI React, right? There you go, React scaffolding installed successfully. Now you'll need to install all the node modules package in order to be able to run React. Um, so as you can see, your package.json has React as well. So this is what npm or yarn will going to do for you. So I personally like to use yarn, so I'll just do yarn install instead of npm. It's better in terms of um, it's quicker, um, and yeah, I just like yarn. It's a lot better than npm. So it doesn't matter you use yarn or npm. It's just about the matter of both are obviously um, package managers. Um, as composer is for Laravel, yarn and npm is for your front end packages. So it's pretty much done. There you go, it's done. It's so quick. Now you will see your resources. Now there is a node modules folder as well, as you can see, and your resources has React now. So this is your example component. You can see how quick is that. App.js, and yeah, you have now integrated React with your Laravel. How cool is that? But wait, you can't see the example component running. Why? For that, what you need to do is you actually need to tell the Vue as well that um, currently the Vue is obviously served by one of the routes, which is slash route would take you to welcome route, and welcome doesn't know anything about React. So what to do now? So we'll just create like a sample, a new view. Just let's call it react.blade.php, and let's just copy everything there and remove all the styling and everything that we don't need. So now we'll say Laravel with React. We really don't need all of that. So let's get rid of this as well. Or actually get rid of this. We really need a div or an ID in React. So let's call it root. You can say whatever you want. And here, what we will do in app.js, you've got your component, which is this. In component, we are saying, oh, let's switch the language version to allow the formatting. PHP Storm is doing its own thing. So as you can see, this is exporting this example and saying if document dot get element by ID example exists, then render this component. So we just named it as root. So we will say root, and in here, this is root. So inside this, the React will be rendered. and then we can just simply add the script. Text JavaScript. Source will be this app.js, which is js slash, so yeah, app.js. That's it. And then let's go to web.php and change this view to React. That's it. But it didn't do anything. Why? That's probably because your React is not compiled. So to compile it, it's best to run yarn run watch. So what it will do is it will compile and keep on watching your changes in React. So this, you can see it in package.json as well. So watch is basically running npm run development and doing watch. So that's what I'm doing. So now it's building all the node modules and everything for React. And after it's built, I should be able to see React there. Yep, so it says build successful. I'm just checking one thing in my project, which is, oops, yep, that's fine. Yep, so you're now ready to go. So localhost is still pointing to welcome blade. So now we'll just empty the cache and do it again. Oh, it's still doing the same. So now after building all the React stuff through yarn dev watch, my watch is running here and everything is built up. It needs a bit of time to actually get to that particular, to actually spin up React on that particular route. So now, as you can see, it's all good to go. So this example component is up there. So now we'll just create a small hello world sort of thing, a new component. Let's call it a name component, name.js, to see if it actually works. So I'll create name class that's extending pure component, because I like to use pure component from React. Use all the important imports that we would need. Import pure component as well from React. And just return, or call your render function, sorry, and return a paragraph that says hello, whatever the name is in the name attribute. So we'll use it somewhere here as name. Oh, we need to export it. There you go. So now when we call name, it will be imported. And the prop was name, right? Yep. Name, let's say John. Syed, Robert, Christian, Ronaldo, my favorite player. Let's see if it works. Hello John, hello Sayed. That works perfectly fine. So in this tutorial today, we are finally able to run React as a front-end framework with Laravel 7, which is the latest framework of Laravel. Um, yeah, that's it. The next tutorial will consist of Laravel with React as well, and how we can actually use ES6 inside React in Laravel that we just set up. Because currently the setup doesn't um, allow you to use ES6 um, here in the project. So till then, thanks everyone for watching it. Keep your comments coming, keep your feedbacks coming. I would really appreciate that. Like the video and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.